Alright, and we should be live. Double check. If I can get it to show on my phone. Yep, we are live. Needed to get chat pulled up. Welcome to session 2 of Banjo-Kazooie. Today, hopefully tackle through Clanker's Cavern and BubbleGloop Swamp, I'm pretty sure. I'm always a bit fickle when it comes to the order of the Banjo-Kazooie levels. But, yeah, I think it's those two's next. Hopefully the lighting is a little better. One of the reasons why the lighting in my room may have been so poor was actually because 2 of my light bulbs were out. So, I went ahead and replaced those. I'm not sure how long this session will be. Clanker's Cavern shouldn't take too long to get through, but BubbleGloop Swamp may take some time. Audio should be the same as it was in the first session, so hopefully that's still good. I'm trying to think exactly. I don't think I filled the painting for Clanker's Cavern. We'll double check. I believe I finished Treasure Trove Cove last time and then just stopped. Memory's failing me a little because I didn't stream last week. I intended to, but it just ended up not happening. I was pretty worn out that week, but we're back again today. Okay, yeah, I did do the painting for Clanker's Cavern, so we just need to go there. Yeah, Clanker's Cavern is pretty short. It is the water level for Banjo-Kazooie, and it's not bad for a water level. Most 3D platformers, the water level kind of sucks ass. This time it's fine. It's actually one of the more memorable worlds of Banjo-Kazooie because of Clanker himself, which we'll see soon. I'm not sure how much, insightful commentary I can have for these levels, but we'll see when we get there. Hopefully I won't need to look up anything for Clanker's Cavern and beyond. We'll have to see, because again, I didn't play Banjo-Kazooie as much as I played Tooie, so when it comes to 100% completion, I may need to look up a guide for some things. Actually, I didn't need to jump down here. I probably shouldn't have. It's fine, we get back up there. Again, there are things to collect in this opening bit. This bit of the level is fairly short. The level is kind of split into 2 sections. Motherfucker. This first section here is just for the world entrance, and then after this is the meat of the level. And in a way, I mean that kind of literally, and you'll see that here in a minute when we get there. We just need to collect everything that's near the entrance, and then we'll jump into the disgusting looking water so we can actually get to the level itself. We have a new collectible here, the golden feather. We don't know how to use these just yet, but we'll learn how to use them soon, and this will be one of the most helpful abilities we'll learn throughout the entire game. To sum it up, the golden feathers are basically just invincibility. You can have 10 of them, and while you're using... damn it. I normally don't get knocked down as much. But the golden feathers makes you invulnerable to everything, and if you touch something, it dies. It's extremely useful, and you'll be using it in the final fight a bunch as well, because some of the projectiles you'll be shot at during the final boss home in on you. It's just easier to pop the golden feather instead. See, when it comes to Clanker's Cavern itself, I do like this level quite a bit. Again, I think for a water level, it's pretty well done. The only real complaint that I would have would be... you do spend a lot of time underwater, and the music, it's good, but it's not as catchy as other songs in the game, or as memorable, in my opinion. I probably just pissed off a lot of Clanker Cavern fans, but I mean, sorry. I do like the song, though. A majority of this level will be spent underwater, and normally that would be a bad thing in other games, but the swimming controls in Banjo-Kazooie are not bad at all. Like, you can move pretty fast. It kind of feels like... The swimming in this game kind of feels like if you're controlling, like, a vehicle instead of, you know, a character. You just kind of hold the button to accelerate and then steer. And that's Clanker. That big motherfucker, believe it or not, is actually friendly. Is a giant metallic shark and is actually Gruntilda's garbage disposal. And he's trapped down here. We'll be helping this guy out a bunch in this level, and we'll even be going inside of him for some collectibles. I'm gonna say, let's kind of see what all we've got here. Extra life, don't really need or want that. Let's get rid of this beehive so we can climb up. Unlike Treasure Trove Cove and Mumbo's Mountain, I don't really have like a formula for the later levels, you know. And in a way, it's kind of a good thing, you know, just explore. Definitely a fuck around and find out sort of deal, even if you played the game before. Trying to think if I have any interesting trivia or anything for Clanker's Cavern. Clanker does make a reappearance later on in the series, if that counts. In Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, he makes an appearance in that game in Banjo Land, and not as like a statue or something, but no, just actually him. But unfortunately, he has seen better days when we get to that point. I don't know when I'll play Nuts and Bolts, but they basically tore him apart, except for his head, and he just kind of hangs out there. Like, it's kind of fucked up a little bit. They took his head, and he's still alive, by the way, and just kind of trapped him in a museum forever. Banjo Land, though, in Nuts and Bolts is probably the best world in that game, since we're on that. It's just a huge museum full of references to Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, and if you've played both of those games, it's very much fan servicey. But, like, the good kind of fan service, like, actually, like, you know, appeals to fans and is not just, you know, Banjo with his midriff and cock out, I guess. If that's the fan service you were hoping to see, sorry about that. You ain't getting it. I'm gonna fucking drown. There we go. You'll be hearing the underwater theme of Clanker's Cavern more than the above ground theme at this rate. Again, I still love that detail in Banjo-Kazooie, that the music changes depending on if you're above or underwater. Here we have a quote-unquote mini-boss. We got these green crabs. There's a few of these guys down here. If kill them all, we'll get a jiggy. If they don't kill me first, damn. I'm just struggling today. There we go. I'm trying to think what else, I guess, is going on in this level. I think the only move we'll learn is the golden feathers. And the most interesting part of the level, again, is inside Clanker, but we haven't gotten there just yet, of course. We'll be getting to that soon. I want to explore the outside as much as I can and try to grab everything here. Claim our prize, if I can get the hell up there. Like, you have to get on the pipe. Yeah, you gotta get on the pipe with the eggs. Yeah, if you read the description, I am debating on streaming a different game. I'm still going to play Banjo and finish it, but I kind of want to stream multiple games at once, I guess, to try to help avoid burnout. I haven't fully decided what that next game is going to be yet. I'm debating on either Resident Evil 4 or Ocarina of Time. And I want to pick those two in particular, because kind of like Banjo, they shouldn't take me long to beat. Resident Evil 4 is about an 8-hour game, and that means about 8 sessions. And on top of that, Resident Evil 4 I've played a shit ton, so I'm very familiar with that game. And Ocarina of Time is very similar. I've played it a whole lot. I should be able to beat it fairly quickly, and I have quite a bit to talk about with that game as well. If I do that, I would have a little bit of variety going on for the channel, and also just with the games that I'm playing. So again, less likely to, you know, be like, I don't feel like playing. Because if I give myself multiple options, if I could pick between like 2 or 3 games to play for a stream, I could just be like, hey, you know, I feel like playing this game, I feel like playing that game for a stream. You know, I can do that. I'll have that flexibility. Alright, I'm already losing track if I've explored all of these tunnels down here. One thing I do wish Banjo-Kazooie had is, in Banjo-Tooie, you can actually learn a faster swimming if you hold down A and X at the same time, or A and B if you're on N64. And Banjo and Kazooie will paddle together, and they move extremely quickly. Like, it's so fast that it's better to be underwater than above water, like, basically 90% of the time. I'm pretty sure if you run out of air, it'll start taking from your normal life, so I won't drown immediately, but best to not let that happen, because again, honeycombs are technically limited. Enemies don't respawn in Banjo-Kazooie, and the only way to get more honeycombs is to kill enemies or destroy beehives, but again, the beehives are also limited. While I've never had a situation where I needed more honeycombs, like I ran out, it is still a thing that could happen, so it is best to be somewhat careful. The game does have plenty of enemies, though, and plenty of beehives in most levels, though. So you gotta fuck up real bad to not have enough health to get through a stage. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and follow Clanker's chain down and get him. Well, we're freeing him, quote unquote, but there's really nowhere for him to go, so honestly, I don't even know why he's chained down. It's not like he can leave. Alright, to avoid drowning down here, there is a fish that spits out air bubbles for us, and we'll be using that to stay the hell alive. There we go. Yeah, this guy. We just need to keep swimming through this key here, and then we'll be done. I think it's 3 loops. You actually don't even have to go around in a loop. You can just keep swimming back and forth through it, which I don't think was the intention. Of course, there's some notes down here we gotta grab before we go back up. But yeah, now that Clanker has risen out of the water, we can climb on his back, and we can also now go inside of him. Also, if you notice, Clanker has big chunks of, like, flesh, so he's not a machine. It's a living creature, and when we go inside of it, you know, he's got organs and shit, but he's also, again, mechanical. So it's even more kind of creepy. Oh yeah, there's also a Jinjo down here. You can hear him whistling. He should be close to the lock. Where is he at? There he is. Alright, we got 2 more left of those. We've only gotten 1 Jiggy so far. Most of the Jiggies in this level are actually inside of Clanker, so it makes sense that we don't have a lot right now. Again, hopefully I can get everything from memory and I don't need to look anything up. There's an empty honeycomb right there. You can see that. Grab that while we're at it. We're only 1 away from having another extra bit of health. You know, now I'm getting a little paranoid now that I didn't check audio. I really hope the audio's fine. I didn't change it from the last session at all, left it untouched, so it should be okay. Looking at the preview on my phone, it looks like the camera is still pretty dark. And I may get a desk lamp. Another thing I thought about doing is just using my phone's flashlight. I can set that up and just put a piece of paper over it to soften it. Okay, here we go. Just need to shoot eggs into this and it'll open. It's weird that shooting eggs into it makes it open instead of just shattering it. You would think it would just destroy it. But no, it's the magic key to get the damn thing open. Mumbo token here, we're gonna grab this, and of course the notes. And the Mumbo tokens, we won't be collecting every single one of them. You don't need them all to beat the game, and they're not counted for in the total section. But I will be grabbing as many of them as I can, so I don't have to backtrack for them. But again, you do need them for Mumbo's transformations, and later on in the game they get more and more expensive. And it would really suck to get caught in a level without enough, because then I definitely need to look up a guide and figure out how the hell to get more. Alright, we'll be going inside of Clanker here soon. We're actually going to jump on top of this thing here that's coming out of his blowhole. It'll take us up here. I'm going to have another Jiggy. I normally fall off of this in the N64 version because the camera isn't analog there. So, like, it's a bit harder to have yourself angled perfectly and to not fall off of this thing. Man, another thing that Banjo-Tooie has that spoiled me quite a bit is the ledge grab. See, in Banjo-Kazooie, if you jumped up close to a ledge like this, Banjo would actually grab onto it, and you can kind of shimmy along it or pull yourself up. It's super helpful, and I really miss it. Oh, shit. Well. Oh, we landed in the water. It's good. But yeah, I really do miss that. It was super helpful. We probably need to go underwater again, because I feel like I haven't gotten everything down there. We're going to grab this extra life now, so we can use that jump pad there. I'm trying to think of some noteworthy updates. I guess some things to talk about. I started playing LA Noire again. It's not super relevant to Banjo-Kazooie, but I was watching the Super Gaming Brothers, which is Some Call Me Johnny's Let's Play channel. I mentioned him in the last session. This channel, they did LA Noire, and it's one of my favorite playthroughs on there. It's really funny. It was a great time. And while watching them play it, it made me want to actually play the game again, because I've never beaten LA Noire on my own. I've played it before, some, but most of my experience with that game has been actually just watching a buddy of mine play it. He'd play it, stream it to me on PlayStation, and then I'd watch him, and then we would like help each other out in the interrogations. It was super fun to play the game that way. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I've got a Steam Deck, and I'm about to put Linux and Windows on it. It'll be dual booting. Because right now I just have Windows on it, and yeah, I know, like, crucify me. I don't really like Linux. Even though I'm a very techie person, but I really fucking don't like Linux. SteamOS is great for what it is. Like, using it as just a console experience, oh, it's great. But using Linux, like a basic computer, after using Windows all my life, it's awful. It sucks. Doing the most basic things on Linux drives me fucking crazy. But I want to put SteamOS back on there because it is more convenient than using Windows. Again, Windows on the Steam Deck has its own issues. It's a bit clunky as well. The drivers aren't, like, perfect. There's, like, sound issues sometimes and whatnot. So I kind of want to use... I want Windows on there for my non-Steam shit, because I do play a lot of non-Steam games. Well, of course I have a webcam. You didn't think I would? I have to. It's the streaming setup. It's a decent one too. Shit, I forget which. It's the basic Logitech one that a lot of streamers start out with. It's really good quality. I initially bought it for remote duels, and the stand that it's on, I would swivel it downwards to look at my desk, so I could play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Discord servers. Man, now I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I was rambling about something. The Steam Deck. Oh, yeah. I play a lot of non-Steam games on my Steam Deck, which is ironic, considering the name. Um, and those games don't work in Linux. And trying to get them to work in Linux is a pain in the fucking ass. It sucks. I spent the first day owning my Steam Deck not playing it. I was fucking around on it, and it was awful. I initially hated the damn thing because of how much I was screwing around on it and not getting anywhere. And then the next day I put Windows on it, and now I've got to say the Steam Deck is probably my most used device. I've been using it more than my main computer. Um, it's a fantastic device. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody though. It's a great price, great build quality. It's a powerful machine too, but listen, if you're somebody who likes to, buy a game system, put a game in it and just play it and leave it at that, like you don't like to fuck around, don't buy it. Because you gotta fuck around. If you want to get the most out of it, you have to screw around with the OS, like with games and settings and tweak a bunch of stuff. It can be a mess. And if you don't know what you're doing, even if you're, again, experienced with Windows like I am, but never used Linux before, that doesn't help it either. Alright, here we're getting the golden feathers. Or the actual technique. But yeah, this, will probably be... If you played Smash Brothers in it and played Banjo-Kazooie, it's your most hated move of Banjo's. Because in Smash Brothers, everybody bitches about this attack. But in Banjo-Kazooie, it's great. I mean, it's great in Smash too. But if you're fighting Banjo, it's not great. Now we can use it to get through the spinning metal blades that are, for some reason, inside of Clanker. And I imagine these are, I guess... I guess this is how he digests his food. Or I guess the garbage that Gruntilda forces him to eat. I remember as a kid, this area used to scare me. I mean, imagine, again, as a child, and you walk into this room and you see this. This is pretty intimidating. Like, that's a lot of spinning metal blades. And they're moving pretty quickly. Alright, we've only got 2 Jiggies left to grab. One of them is the Jinjo Jiggy. We still have a handful of notes that we gotta grab. And I think there's also one more empty honeycomb piece, and that will be enough to get us to the next portion of Life Bar. Let's say this takes us back outside, yeah. Alright, let's go check the other... I think the other side, though, also takes us outside. Actually, no, there's a beehive there. Let's see. Yeah, we can go back here. There should be a Jinjo down here, actually, in this little crevice. Yep, there he is. Yeah, those weird tendril things, too. What the fuck are those things? They hurt, too. What do you mean, as a kid, it's freaking out? No. Are you telling me that you're intimidated by spinning blades on a daily basis? You ever just walk through a hallway and it just has, like chainsaws on the walls, on ropes spinning around, and you're scared of that? As a grown adult, that's a perfectly normal thing to see every day, and you should not be afraid of it. You should just walk through it. Alright. Let's see. There's notes over there. Inside that grate there. Need to get inside of that. Let's see. We'll need to use that jump pad to get up there. There is a Mumbo token also still inside of Clanker. I need to grab that as well. I forgot about that. It's like ceiling fans. Yeah, exactly. It's just like a ceiling fan. Were you scared of ceiling fans as a child? Let's see. It sounds like... Yep, there it is. You can barely see him in there. Alright. Only one left. Let's say we're definitely missing a few notes. Notes is like the hardest thing to like try to find if you miss some. Like that's a real pain. Yep, there it is. There we go. That's a lot more symmetrical now. It's way less annoying to look at. We're also going to slide down the inside of that, because there should be... I think there's a Mumbo token inside here. No, it's just eggs. And extra life. Alright, now this is going to be the hard part, trying to figure out where that last Jiggy could be. The grounding lines on telephone poles. That's an oddly specific thing to have a fear of. But in a way, I can kind of see it. I wouldn't... I'm pretty sure it's safe to touch them. Now, don't go touching telephone poles because I said that. But I wouldn't touch them. I would not advise it. Man, this is going to be a real pain to figure out what I don't have. I really don't want to look at any guides, but, you know, for the sake of time, of course, I'll have to at some point. Let's see, I think I'm missing 6 notes. 6 notes and 1 Jiggy. I mean, guess we can go ahead and go inside Clanker. Grab this. I'll double check in here to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, another thing about how I mentioned the honeycombs were finite. They also do stay. Honeycombs generally don't respawn. I say generally because there is one circumstance where they can despawn, and it's oddly specific. I mentioned last session a Cyber Shield video where he talked about some like neat things you may not have known about Banjo. One of them was that in Freezy Peak, that level specifically, you can get an infinite number of honeycombs, and if you have, I think, more than 10 in one place, they'll start to despawn. Yeah, pretty sure I've gone everywhere in here, because the hole I came out of below that flight pad is where the mouth is. 2 left and right exits to the gills. Up there is the spinning death trap room. You were scared of getting zapped by them. I mean, that makes sense. It's not like telephone pole wires are safe. I actually got electrocuted by an electric fence one time. I think it was like 4 or 5. To be fair, I was an idiot. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I think my dad or my mom came home, and we have, like, in our backyard, we had a fence, and it was an electric fence. And it was just a shitty, dinky wooden fence, but with like a wire around the bottom, like near where your feet would be. And I saw them come home, and I got excited and like ran towards the fence, and I grabbed the fence like an idiot, and then my legs touched the damn wire, and that gave me a good shock. I remember not like being upset, like I'm a 3 or 4-year-old and got shocked by an electric fence, but I wasn't like crying or anything. I remember letting go of it and backing up and just being like, what the fuck? I didn't realize what happened to me. That was the only time I ever touched it, though. Like a kid touching a hot stove, my ass learned real quick not to do that again. Because while it didn't hurt very much, it definitely was, it was, well, pardon the pun, it was a shocking experience. Let's see, this is, okay, we're back at the entrance now. Pretty sure there was nothing in here that I missed. Say, I may need to look at a guide here soon. I hate to do that, but gonna have to. I'm pretty sure I checked all these pipes down here. That corridor had a Jiggy in it, and I've already grabbed it. We went into the room with the radioactive crabs. That's a sentence I didn't think I'd say. You thought regular crabs were bad. I'd say that was a Mumbo token. Already got that. You were there performing surgery on your damn electric toys. You just have like a remote control car, and you're just like, you know what? I feel like being a mechanic today. But unlike a mechanic, you don't take the batteries out. Man, I should not be stumped at Clanker's Cavern. I really am just like having a hard time remembering where everything's at. This is the radioactive crabs room. See the water pop in like that? I've never noticed that before. But I'm positive I've gotten everything in here. It was just kill the crabs. There were no notes or anything. Yeah, so... It's not... Yeah, the music changes in here too. I didn't notice that. You had a Barbie version of Simon Says? That was a thing? They made like special versions of Simon Says? Yeah, this is where that Jiggy was. Okay. Man, I'm just going in circles here. I think this was probably the last corridor, too. It was like 2004. Alright, so in 2004, you were taking apart your Simon Says Barbie toy while I was getting electrocuted. Man. Alright, for the sake of time, I am going to pull up a guide real quick. I remember there was something I was actually going to work on for Banjo-Kazooie. I was working on like a checklist, like a spreadsheet. I made one like that for Banjo-Tooie because Banjo-Tooie was a much bigger game, so it was harder to keep track of everything. Let's say I didn't finish that checklist though. I wish I could remember that last damn Jiggy that I'm leaving out. I should not be struggling this hard to remember. Clanker's Cavern's a pretty small level for the most part. See, we got all the Jinjos. We got both honeycomb pieces. Ah, the fucking witch switch. We didn't do that yet. Wait a minute. I think I know where it's at. We didn't go... There is one room inside of Clanker's we didn't go in yet. The cork or screw on his blowhole, when it comes out, you can jump inside. I don't think we've been in there yet. So we need this to get the hell out of the way. Yeah, look at this thing move. Look, that's so gross. How does metal move like that? There we go. And there's that last Jiggy, and here are the last 6 notes. I don't know how I forgot about this. Ah, son of a bitch, almost made it. Alright, that's all 10. Got all 10, all 100 notes, and we got both of the empty honeycomb pieces. And we're done here. That only took 30 minutes. It wasn't bad. I hope we can do BubbleGloop Swamp in that much time, because I would like to keep sessions to an hour. Like, about an hour is what I feel good with. And also, I can sleep at a decent time. Because the shitty thing about doing this... See, I have to do this on Wednesdays because of my schedule. Like, because of work and also, you know, just personal life stuff. But because of that, it's in the middle of the work week. So, like, I can't stay up all night streaming. I gotta go to work in the morning. Alright, we need to get the hell out of here. Our next stop will be BubbleGloop Swamp. For the most part in Banjo-Kazooie, every world can be completed without having to leave and come back. But if for whatever reason you want to like just do half of a level and then come back later because you really don't like it, you have that option. Again, you don't need to collect everything to beat this game. I think you do need 90 Jiggies to beat the game. But it's best to collect all 100 and to collect all the notes, because at the end of the game there's some bonuses you can grab that will be super helpful. Mainly the double life bar. if you collect all 100 Jiggies, you can double your max health. And again, for the final boss, which is long as shit, that's great to have. I will say later on, like maybe I'll change stream schedule, and once I do, streams will probably be a bit longer, and I probably won't just play one game. I'll just, do whatever during these streams. Okay, we don't have to re-hit that. Let's see. Through there is, I believe, the entrance to BubbleGloop Swamp. That's either the entrance of the painting. Here, actually, let's go ahead and go get that, the Witch Switch Jiggy, and then we'll come back for that. We just need to ground pound the eyes that rose up out of the floor portrait in here. There we go. How many does that make total? 34? It won't tell us the total completely, but yeah, that should be. Yeah, it's 34. The reason why it says 26 down there is because we spin Jiggies to open levels. I say I didn't read all of that, but it was classic taunt rhyme. Some of them break the fourth wall and mention like turning the game off and shit, like it's Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid would be great to play on stream. It's very story heavy though. The streams would be very long. But God, I love Metal Gear. Man, I really should be talking to Brentilda here. I mentioned in last session, I'm pretty sure, that Brentilda gives you answers to some randomized questions. At the end of the game, there is a quiz game that you have to play, and some of the questions have randomly generated answers, and Brentilda gives you those answers. But these answers are a bitch to remember, so I don't even really bother. I just guess and hope for the best. Speedrunners did the same for a long time until they found out a trick to skip the entire quiz, which is nuts. I don't know if it works in the Xbox version, though. Alright, in here, yeah, this is the painting for BubbleGloop Swamp. The entrance to BubbleGloop Swamp is in the next note door area. I'd say the title of the stream is making a lot more sense, because there's 2 levels with gross water, and 2 levels with giant beasts. Oh yeah, me and you at one point were talking about streaming Metal Gear, but that was more just like as like a friend thing to do. But I could just stream it on here. Why not? I wouldn't do that anytime soon. Again, the sessions would be so damn long. Those sessions would be 3 to 4 hours. I would need like a whole weekend. Like I would need to do that on a Saturday night. Right now, I want to pick games that I can do, like hour and a half session at max. So it doesn't, drain on me. That's probably my favorite jingle in the game, the note door opening, and of course Banjo doing like the bow. Like I love that. They have that in Smash Brothers, and it's fucking great. It's so good. So we can also go ahead and open this door as well. We could actually branch out a bit. I could actually go do Gobi's Valley or Freezeezy Peak. Because I've collected every Jiggy and note up until this point, I have the freedom of going out of order if I want. And I love it when a game lets you do that. When you can do shit in whatever order you want. That's the best. That's great game design. Let's say we can't use those yet. We need to learn how. Let's see. What's in this one? Another Brentilda. Yeah, at this point, it's the first 3 levels that I have the best memory of. Because as a kid, I played those 3 levels a lot. Because I was a child and wasn't very good at games. So I couldn't get very far. And again, Banjo-Kazooie I've fully beaten twice. Only twice. Even though I love Banjo. Again, I absolutely adore Banjo-Kazooie. But the first game, again, I've only fully beaten twice. And again, that's because I've played Banjo-Tooie, this game's sequel, so much more as a kid. So there's a lot more that I remember. I say now we got the wading boots. We can use these to walk through the swamp water, because the swamp water, if you walk in it, you'll get bit by like piranhas and shit. And again, it's kind of like poison water without it being poison. So you need those boots in order to walk through them. Mumbo appears in this level. We haven't seen him for 2 levels. He wasn't in Treasure Trove and he wasn't in Clankers, but he is here. Yeah, to give us time to sort out schedule. Yeah, this golden croc, we gotta feed it, I think, 3 times. And every time we feed him, he'll move. There's a Mumbo token right there. I'm gonna grab that. I definitely might have to break out the guide for BubbleGloop Swamp, because again, I don't remember everything here. Oh, you little son of a bitch. Yeah, there's the piranhas. I like BubbleGloop Swamp's theme a lot. It's not as, I guess, prominent as Mumbo's Mountain and Treasure Trove Cove, but it's very catchy. It's, super catchy. See, that switch, if I hit that, it's a time trial, so I'm gonna save that for a little later. We're gonna come over here first. Some things to grab here. There we go. So here's wading boots there. See, there's also notes scattered around back there, but we're gonna wait until we transform to grab those, so it's a bit easier. So the game wouldn't let me jump there for a second. It was mashing A. I love the wading boots theme too, by the way. It's also extremely catchy. Grant Kirkhope, Banjo-Kazooie's like sound director, composer, like he did such a phenomenal job with this game. All of the games he composed for, the Donkey Kong Country games, again Banjo, like they all sound just fantastic. Some of the best like video game jams. All right, we got our first Jiggy for BubbleGloop. Do I really want to wait for the? You know, it's moving fast enough. I'll wait. I'll wait. I really need to get this, like, my own personal second monitor. I was provided a second monitor for my work, but it's just plugged up to my work computer, and it's a pain to, like, swap it back and forth. I want to get my own second, you know, actual HD gaming monitor, and then I'm going to use, that for, you know, my basic setup here. I think one of the things I should also get is, like, a docking station or, like, a hub, so it's easier for me to, you know, swap between work computer and personal computer. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, we're gonna have to restart that. We'll go over here. We'll go over here for the meantime. We'll come back to that. We're not abusing this turtle. We're helping it. Because his feet are cold. So, to wake his feet back up, we're breaking them. Because nothing quite puts the nerves back in your body than a bone being snapped. I said we had both of those cutscenes happen at the same time. Surprised it didn't bug out or anything. I guess speaking of bugs, Banjo-Kazooie is a fairly stable game. All of the Banjo games are pretty stable. There's not too many, like, super, like, there's no, like, big glitches or anything to exploit. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Alright, guys. I'm gonna struggle real fucking bad here. This is a memory game. And, from my memory, I'm dog shit at this. Oh, God, this is gonna be bad. The Tip Tup Choir. Purple, red, baby blue. We just have to ground pound these guys in the order that they sang. How did my stream get a bot? Red, blue, yellow, purple, baby blue. Okay. Do that in a second. I guess I gotta ban this bot. I mean, I guess this is YouTube. Anywhere you go. You're gonna run into, like, again, bots and shit. I think it's really insulting that the bots are, like, even on, like, big channels. If you've ever watched, like, some of the most subscribed YouTube channels, like PewDiePie and Markiplier, or, again, like, Vanoss Gaming and shit, if you go to their comments, there's tons of, like, duplicate, like, accounts that are, like, asking you to click shit. I'm not banning you, dumbass. You ain't a robot. You're not a robot in here putting fucking porn links. Right, hopefully that's all I get. Alright, now you want to know what the problem is? Now I've forgotten the goddamn order. I'm gonna say, okay, ask them to do it again. Red, blue, yellow, purple, baby blue. Yellow. Purple. Baby blue. One more. Purple, baby blue, yellow, purple, pink, blue, purple. God, purple gets used 3 times. Actually, hold on. I want that one more time. I'm not confident. Fuck you, Tip Tup. Purple, baby blue, yellow, purple, pink, blue, purple. Okay. I'm gonna fuck this up immediately. Why am I struggling to remember the second one? Okay, it was yellow. Or baby blue, then yellow, then purple. Then pink. Then blue. Then purple. You can if I want you to. I must have missed something. What am I referring to? Oh, post porn links? Please don't do that. Do not do that. Not only will I have to delete it, your account also might get in trouble. You can share your Rule 34 anime men somewhere else, please. I'm pretty sure you've got probably, you know, a tight knit group of people that you can send that to and be okay. Probably. I don't know what you do in your spare time. Oh, these guys. Kill all these frogs, we get a Jiggy. Forgot about these guys. This is the mini boss for this world. Let's say the move that I'm doing is the air attack, but if you jump and then press attack immediately, you can kind of do it grounded, and it's probably the best attack to go for. It's fast, and you can move around while you're doing it, so that's why I spam it all the time. Alright, is that the fourth? Yes, fourth. Let's see. I guess we can go ahead and do the time trial again. Should be able to do it this time. And this isn't like that hard. It's just I'm a bit of a moron. Can you actually jump to it from here? No, you cannot. I'm not even gonna try. Let's say there was also that Mumbo token up here I didn't grab. Grab that. Jinjo as well. There's a lot of stuff up here. And there we go. Need to go back and feed that golden croc. After this, there should... Oh, son of a bitch. There should be one more croc, I think. And then we're good. And he should appear pretty high up near Mumbo's place, I think is where he goes. Yeah, there he is. And that should be the last one. Alright, where should I go from here? Because there's a Mumbo token over there. I didn't grab it. Again, I see it, so I might as well grab it. I'll grab that, and I'll go to the giant crocodile. I'm trying to save the Mumbo transformation as the last thing we do, because we'll use it to grab any straggling collectibles. What are some other fun things that I can discuss? I mentioned that I'd possibly do Resident Evil 4. One of the reasons why I want to do that, well, there's two reasons. One, there is an excellent PC fan-made remaster of Resident Evil 4. It looks stunning. It makes the Ultimate HD version of Resident Evil 4, like, actually, like, Ultra HD. Because the original Ultra HD version of Resident Evil 4, it was just Resident Evil 4 again, but in HD. You know, it's just upscale. They didn't really do anything different to make the game look any better. But here, they retextured everything. It's in much higher fidelity. New models for some shit, too. Like, the game looks fantastic now. And another reason is the remake that's coming soon. It got a presentation recently. And, God, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's so good looking. Like, the game looks great. It looks like it's going to play great. I was originally worried about Resident Evil 4 getting a remake. I was really afraid they'd fuck it up. Because, in my opinion, Resident Evil 3 remake was not very good. It wasn't a bad game. It was just a great remake. It cut too much, in my opinion, from the original game. And a lot of the new additions they added just weren't really that great. Hell, Nemesis, the fucking namesake of Resident Evil 3, is barely in the fucking game. He's only in the game as boss fights. He rarely ever, like, follows you around and stalks you and shit like the original game. And he's not near as scary. He's a chump. He goes down to one fucking hand grenade in most encounters. You throw one grenade at him and he's done. It's lame. It's so lame. The Resident Evil 2 remake, though, fucking loved that. It was great. It did make some cuts and stuff of its own, but I feel like it kept enough while changing enough at the same time to have its own merit. And Resident Evil 4 remake looks like it's doing the exact same thing. Like, it looks like it's going to be a great companion to the original game. And the gameplay looks like it's going to be great. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and see Mumbo now. At the end of this swamp maze is where he's at. Hopefully we have enough tokens. We should. I've been collecting quite a few. At this point in the game, the transformations shouldn't be too expensive. I was running out of time for the boots. Perfect time to get new ones. It is so difficult not to hum right now. Oh, shit. Oh, we're about to take some damage. Nope, we made it. Alright, we got another Jiggy time trial, and we have to walk on tightrope small platform here. Oh, you only got 10 seconds too. Well, that's plenty of time. That's plenty. That's fine. What am I complaining about? Alright, 6 down. Yeah, we're gonna go a little overtime from what I initially wanted to do. Definitely gonna be probably like 10:20 by the time we're done. Because it's, where I live right now, it's 9:50. Like, it's getting kind of late for me. Oh, you son of a whore. There we go. See, there was a mumbo token back here. I saw that shit. Yeah, we got 20. 20 should be plenty. This should cost like 10, maybe. Yeah, it's 10. We got plenty. I think there's another one behind him. You can see it sparkling. Now we little croc dude. Look at this dude. Look at this little dude. Actually, turn me back. Hold on. I should have checked above the hut. Sometimes there's collectibles up there. Hey, I've got to get up in the morning, and my body likes having 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Both of those things at the same time is very difficult to accomplish. Let's see, is there anything else up here? Got one of the honeycomb pieces. Okay, looks like that's it. Actually, do I want to do this right now? No, hold on. We're gonna save this for a minute. Because I know for a fact, there is a Jiggy close to the hut that we didn't get. Actually, man, fuck it. We'll just have to backtrack. We'll have to just come back here. At this point, we're here. Might as well transform and do what we can. I can't avoid backtracking now. It's too late. Can you not jump through that? Just slide through the little hole. Alright, so now, while we're a croc, we can actually walk through this water just fine. So now we can go around the edges of the map, collecting all these notes and stuff that are stranded around the walls. But yeah, we'll have to transform back into Banjo for sure, because I forgot about the golden croc. I didn't finish that. And if there's any other Jiggies that require Banjo that I haven't gotten yet, of course I'll have to do that. I wanted to save the transformation for last, because we need the transformation back in the hub world to do some other things. So I wanted to try to kill two birds with one stone, so I would avoid backtracking, but fuck that up, so gonna have to backtrack. We're going overtime in the stream anyway, because I don't want to quit in the middle of the level. I like to finish the world first. Alright, we're gonna slide up this boy's nose here. We got a mini game to play. Here, there is a red croc that we're going to play a little game with. We're going to be eating worms. Whoever eats the most worms in the time limit wins. But this guy's a bit of an asshole. Yeah, Mr. Vile. I'm going to say, this guy's a real ass, because he moves a lot faster than you. So, like, you do kind of have to get lucky with spawns. Yeah, we're going to eat all these things. You have to do 3 rounds of this. The first round is eat the red ones. Second round is there's yellow ones that you have to avoid. And the third round, you have to eat the color that the game tells you. So it'll change from red to yellow, what you need to eat. And if you eat the wrong one, it'll stun you for a little while. Yeah, a strategy that you could do is try to get in front of him and just steal whatever he tries to eat. But again, he moves a lot faster than you, so that's kind of difficult sometimes. Oh yeah, there's speed shoes in this room, but since we don't know how to use those yet, and we won't learn how to use those until a little later, we can't take advantage of them in this level. Unless you did the levels out of order, of course. than you could have. There we go, 32. Yeah, eat reds, avoid yellows. I remember I've lost this game enough times too where, like, when you lose, Vile will attack you and you'll lose health, of course. Um, and when that happens enough times, you're close to dying, so you have to leave and go get more honeycombs, which really sucks. And we're neck and neck right now. It doesn't help either that since he's an AI, like, he knows where they're at. So if I can't see them, which most of the time I can't because the camera's not focused on them, he'll go for them and I won't because, again, I didn't know they were there. Oh, son of a bitch. Coming down to the wire here. Alright, we got a bit of a lead now. There we go, yep. Barely. Alright, last round is we gotta eat what's shown at the top of the screen. The shitty part of this, though, is you could be in the middle of eating the right color, and then the color changes on you while you're still swallowing it. So you get stunned, and that really sucks when that happens. Oh, thankfully it didn't happen just then. It almost did. Oh yeah, I like that you're not supposed to eat the yellow ones because they're not ripe, and now we're just munching them down. And suddenly the ripe ones aren't good for you anymore. Let's say I anticipated the color to change. Shit. So we're doing pretty good. I normally struggle with this, but getting pretty lucky with the spawns. And I have been cutting him off some from the ones that he goes after. Come on. Oh, okay, barely. 1 by 2 again. Alright, that's 7 down. 3 more to go. And I know one of them is that gold croc. I'm trying to think what the other 2 are. And of course, we're still a couple notes short. I guess we'll pitter-patter around for a little bit and see what we can find. Oh yeah, here's where that gold croc was that I didn't grab. We'll have to come back over here as Banjo here soon. I'm gonna grab what I can, though. Oh yeah, the Jinjos. Haven't got all of those yet. Which ones are we missing? Alright, just the orange one. We just have to find that one. So we have that, the gold crocs, and there's one more. Trying to think off the top of my head what that one more is. Could just be a Jiggy that's just laying around somewhere. Maybe at the end of the playthrough I gotta rank the transformations. You know, which ones do I like the most? I think the croc's pretty up there. Like he's pretty cute. Little dude. He's just a little dude. Let's see. We've been inside the turtle into the tip-top game. Let's see if there's any notes over here on the edge of the water. I don't think there was. I think it was just eggs. Yeah, there's... Oh, nope. There's the orange Jinjo. It's a good thing we checked over here. Alright, so we have gold crocs left. And, again, one more. I'm trying to remember where it could be. Was there another... No, there wasn't. I was thinking maybe there was a third Jiggy switch that I may have missed. We haven't found the witch switch either just yet, so we need to be on the lookout for that. It might actually be hidden in one of these stumps or something. Actually, no, wait, is it over there? No, it's not. Let's use the first person mode to look around. Trying to see if maybe the Jiggy's high up somewhere. I'd say this is back towards the entrance. I don't think there was anything over here that we didn't grab. Yeah, that's everything over here. Floridian flowers. Floridian powers, my bad. Well, if you had Floridian powers, it wouldn't be walking through swampy water. It'd actually be wrestling the crocodile. We may just have to turn back into Banjo for now and try to figure out where those other two Jiggies are. Because I think I've gotten everything that's on the outskirts. I'm trying to think. I think the witch switch is the main thing that I really want to find. The witch switch actually might be in the maze. I think it actually is. It's towards the end of the... It's probably an optional path in here somewhere, maybe. And I'm trying to remember for sure. And if I have to, I'll pull the guide out. Let's turn back to normal for now. Alright, let's see what we could find. There's definitely probably some notes at that last golden croc that I haven't visited yet for sure, so we'll need to go over there. Yeah, but I've got a hunch that the witch switch is actually in this maze, but I'm not entirely positive. Man, the boots aren't enough to make it. Yeah, we're gonna take some damage. Well, it doesn't look like there is a path in the maze that leads to a witch switch, because now we're out of the maze, and the maze was just a straight shot, so... It's not much of a maze, but it's a straight shot. The witch switch actually might be where the gold croc is. I mean, we haven't gone over there at all yet, so I guess we'll go over there. I really doubt the Jiggy is also next to the gold croc, but I mean, I could be wrong. We've been almost everywhere here. There's no other sub-areas that I'm aware of, besides the Tit-Tup, besides Tit-Tup and the, inside the crocodile's nose. Yeah, but see if we smash these, get more jump pads to get higher. Yep, there it is. That's the witch switch. 5 more notes. Yep, there it is. That Jiggy that we saw inside that statue we can get now. I hope the last 5 notes are in one of these huts. Oh, shit. Thought I could make that. Thought wrong. I didn't want to smash that hut, because I'm not sure if there's a jump pad in it or not. I mean, there probably is. Just smash it. Because, let's see. Yeah, because the Mumbo token there. Yeah. I was paranoid. There it is. Okay, I was a liar. Both Jiggies were right next to each other. Because we get that, and then we shoot the last egg into this croc, and I think after this, we get the last Jiggy. Actually, no, there's more. Let's see if we can grab this Mumbo token. And of course, we went straight the fuck over it. Try again. There we go. Alright. Hopefully following this gold croc around will take us to the last few notes we need, and then we can wrap this session up by getting the last witch switch jiggy. Well, not last, but, you know, the one that we just got. Alright, I believe the gold croc came over here, behind the big one. Behind the biggin. That's behind Tip Tup. Part of me is afraid that the notes are, the last few that I'm needing are kind of out of sight. I'm trying to think where they could possibly be. Because I think I've been around all the edges of the place. I don't think they were any more inside of Tip Tup's, like, choir room or inside the croc. Because inside the croc, it was just the 6 by the entrances. Alright, that was the last one. Still need 5 more notes. Gotta think. These last 5 notes are gonna be a pain in the ass to find. Oh, you can't even stand on them. I'd say it'd help to get elevated. Take a good look around. Because if they're not on the edges, they could be higher up. Yeah, this is what I meant by, like, missing notes really sucks. Because they don't stick out as much as jiggies. You know, they're not like big landmarks. They're generally placed along your path towards the jiggies most of the time. But sometimes they can be a bit out of the way. Oh, fuck. Alright. Okay. So there's golden feathers over there. And it's 10:11 right now. I think I'm gonna have to get the guide out to figure out what these last 5 notes are. Oh, wait. Oh, there they are. They were right there. I didn't grab them. Okay, so what we can do is we can go turn into a croc, grab those 5 notes, and get the hell out of here. Because I think did I get both empty honeycombs? That's a good question. I remember getting 1 in Mumbo's hut. Am I missing? I'm missing 1. Son of a bitch. Alright, we know where the 5 notes are. I'm just going to look up where this empty honeycomb is so we can get a move on. Just 1 second. Let me see. Ah, okay. It's in Tip Tup. Alright, let's go back to the Tip Tup choir, turn to a croc, and we'll wrap this world up. Let's see, over there. Yeah, we're about to wrap this session up. But yeah, we spent a little over 30 minutes in this world, but it's fine. Next session, we'll probably only do 1 world, because at this point, the worlds are going to start getting a little longer. God, this place got cleared out. Alright, there we go. Next session, we'll just do Gobi's Valley. I think Gobi's Valley is next. It'll be Gobi's Valley, Freeze Easy Peak, Mad Monster Mansion, Click Clock Wood, and I think the game's done. I don't think I'm missing any other worlds. I may be, I don't know. Alright, where was... Behind the croc. We gotta go through the maze again. But we'll grab those last 5 notes. And then we'll head back to the lair. And we'll head back to the lair in crocodile form. But yeah, in total, there's 5 Banjo-Kazooie games. There's Banjo-Kazooie, of course, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which a lot of people didn't like because it wasn't a main like platformer, and it came out like it was a good game, but came out at a bad time. I can talk more in detail about it later. But then there was 2 games on the Game Boy Advance. There was Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge, which was like a isometric platformer. It played just like a Banjo game. It was basically just Banjo on the Game Boy. I played that a bunch when I was a kid. I love that game. It's great. It's what you expect. It's Banjo-Kazooie on the Game Boy, and it had like everything that you want out of a Banjo Collectathon game. And then there was Banjo Pilot, which was a plane-based racing game on the Game Boy. And that game was actually supposed to be a Donkey Kong game, but when Rare got bought by Microsoft, they couldn't make a Donkey Kong game anymore. So they took what they had and they turned it into a Banjo game. And a similar situation happened with a puzzle game. There was going to be a Donkey Kong puzzle game made by Rare for the Game Boy Advance. But again, after the buyout, they couldn't use the Donkey Kong characters. So they used a new character. And the character actually debuted in Banjo-Kazooie, I believe. Either Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, I'm trying to remember. Actually, I think it was Tooie. In Banjo-Tooie, in the ice stage, you can find Boggy the polar bear watching TV, and on the TV is a character named It's Mr. Pants. And that's the character they used for that Game Boy puzzle game. It's really weird how that turned out. Banjo Pilot, I think the reception was kind of mediocre. Like, I remember liking it as a kid. Like, I thought it was a decent little racing game. It's basically a kart racer, but in planes, and it's on the Game Boy. It was a pretty alright game, in my opinion. But again, I haven't played it since I was little, so maybe it could be dog shit. I don't know. I no longer own Pilot, but I have every other Banjo game. I've got Kazooie, I've got Tooie, Grandy's Revenge, and Nuts and Bolts. I need to get Pilot, though. Alright, so we are finally done with BubbleGloop Swamp. Heading back to the lair to get the Witch Switch Jiggy, and we're going to open up the portal to the next world. But yeah, next stream, it might be next week. Hopefully it's next week. I want to try to do this weekly if I can, but again, some days I'm just too tired. Again, I'm pretty tired right now. I'm talking a lot still though, but I probably don't have as much energy in my voice that I did last session. But next stream will probably either be Resident Evil 4 or Ocarina of Time. We'll see. I love this rendition of the Layers theme. Hell, I love Freezeezy Peak's theme. When we get there, it's a great song. Alright, but that's where we're going next. We can't get every Jiggy in Freezeezy Peak. What actually is the case for Freezeezy Peak is there's one Jiggy that you can't get until you learn the Speed Shoe ability, and the Speed Shoes you learn in Gobi's Valley. Now, I could actually go to Gobi's Valley first, which, I mean, I could do. I'll consider it. Alright, I think we actually do need to turn back to normal in order to break that boulder, because I think behind that boulder is where we need to go to get the Witch Switch Jiggy. I'm trying to remember, there is a reason to turn into the Croc and be in the lair as the Croc. What was it? There was something that was difficult to get unless you were the Croc. I accidentally just smacked the shit out of my desk. I'm about to say it's going to turn me back here. Yep, okay. Alright, so I didn't need to be the Croc last. That was a lie. That's fine. We're going to break that boulder, and I think that takes us to the Witch Switch Jiggy, and that's it. Yeah, I think next session I'll try to do Gobi's Valley first. I should be able to do the worlds out of order since I've collected all the Jiggies in the order that I've collected every Jiggy so far, so I should have enough to spin. I could have sworn the Well, actually, no, the boots are in that cave thing over there. I forgot. There is a glitch here that you can use to... I don't remember if they fixed it in the Xbox version. If you kind of slowly approach the water at the right angle, you'll actually start swimming, which you're not supposed to be able to swim in water this shallow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't remember exactly where you need to stand for it to happen. But if you do that, you won't get bit by the piranhas, because the piranhas' hitbox only activates when you're walking, not while you're swimming. So you can actually, again, swim across this water and not get bit, so you don't need the boots to get back here. So these boots seem to be lasting much longer than the ones in the maze did. Alright, we made it. Alright, I'm going to try to smash this ice boulder here. A boulder like this in Banjo-Kazooie you wouldn't be able to smash with the ground pound normally, but here you can. A boulder like that... Oh, fuck. The hole's too small. Well... Let's go turn into the croc. Son of a bitch. I don't think that's how you get to the witch switch, though, now that I think about it. Because I think you get to the witch switch in your normal form. So, there's another way to get to it. But, I gotta see what's back there, because it could be something important. Oh, man, the stream's going 30 minutes longer than I wanted it to. Alright. We're back in BubbleGloop Swamp. We thought we were done here? Guess not. The shittiest part about it is getting to the Mumbo's hut, you gotta go through that damn maze. And while it's not much of a maze, it's still, like, annoying, because you gotta go through the whole thing. But yeah, the worlds are going to start getting longer from this point on, so I will only do one world at a time from this point forward. The next stream will either be Gobi's Valley or Freeze Easy Peak, depending on which I choose to do. And then, again, one world at a time from there. Combination of the worlds getting longer and my memory failing me more, so I will have to consult the guide more often. I already had to consult the guide here. While I only needed to consult it once, I still needed to look at it. I think next stream will probably be Resident Evil 4 now that I think about it. And again, the remake's coming soon. It's appropriate. And that's a game that I don't need a guide for or anything. And again, played it so many times that sessions should have a good amount of content and also be pretty fulfilling. This son of a whore. Alright. We going feral. From a furry to a scaly. Alright, we gotta go slither in that tiny ass hole earlier. You know, something that I would actually like, you know, streaming in YouTube to be a job at some point in time. I think that would be super fun, but I'm not going to get my hopes up on that, because a venture like this is a big risk, and it's a long-term investment, and, you know, you gotta, you know, hit the YouTube trends, the algorithms and shit. You gotta get noticed, and it's really hard to do that. Again, I'm only doing this for fun. I don't really give a damn if anybody really watches or not. Again, this entire live stream, there's only 2 people watching, and I know both of them. Like, so. But down the line, you know, maybe I do get, like, a small following. You know, maybe I get, like, 1,000 subs or something. A couple hundred views per video, you know. Like, I'd be pretty satisfied with that. I think that'd be fun. And again, it's neat to be able to, you know, just sit, play a game, and just chat about it, even if nobody's around here with me. But in the future, maybe I will have some people with me. Maybe some friends will join me in on a stream. Maybe I'll just record us playing a game together. It'll just be fun to share that, you know, amongst our friends. Again, last session I mentioned a friend of mine has, you know, her own channel, and I've made appearances on there. And again, just even if the videos don't get any views, which her videos do get views, she's got quite a healthy small following, in my opinion. Cheeto! Alright, it was good that we did this. This guy, we'll run into him a few times in the lair. He gives us cheat codes that we type in at the sandcastle from Treasure Trove Cove. Now, these cheat codes are actually just upgrades. They'll let us carry more eggs and feathers. These are not the cheaty cheats that I mentioned before. There are legit cheat codes like invulnerability and shit, and those are the ones that will delete your save if you have too many. But yeah, I wasn't paying attention. What did you just say? Blue eggs. So now we can go from carrying 100 eggs to 200. So now we'll have double the ammo. Let's say we'll run into him 2 more times, and he'll teach us the red feathers cheat and gold feathers. So we kind of doubles about both of those as well. And for gold feathers, that's fantastic. That's a great upgrade. Yes, there are 2 people. There's a 2 icon. I see that. I don't know if that's counted. That could be... Well, I say 2 people. That's probably myself. I'm pretty sure it counts myself. So, technically there's 1. And again, I know who they are. So, doesn't really count. Now this person might get on my case for saying they don't count, but... Alright, let's figure out how to get to that witch switch jiggy so I can go to sleep. Because again, I don't want to quit without grabbing it because it's part of BubbleGloop Swamp. You know, gotta get it. I think I know how to get to it. I just remembered how. We actually had to open this note door up here. We open this note door up here, and there's something that we jump inside of. Let's see. Okay, there's gonna be a jump pad switch in here, or we gotta make it appear. Yep, that switch. We're gonna hit that, and the jump pad will appear. And we'll use this to jump inside that giant urn. And that's how we'll get that jiggy. Oh, there is a neat glitch here, but you can actually skip the witch switch of Gobi Valley. The jiggy is inside that sarcophagus right there. Now, they did fix this in the Xbox version, or at least I think they did, because I could never get this to work on the Xbox version. But you can kind of clip Banjo and Kazooie's head inside the coffin and grab the jiggy without having to open it. Alright, and that's it for this session. We did Clanker's Cavern and BubbleGloop Swamp, got everything for both those worlds, and we got both witch switch jiggies. So we're going to start wrapping up here. Next session, again, will only be 1 world, and because of that, it'll probably be like a 40-minute stream, hopefully. But that's when we come back to Banjo-Kazooie, because next week, if I stream next week, will more than likely be Resident Evil 4, unless I change my mind and feel like playing Ocarina of Time. Again, either or, I'm down to play. Again, get some variety. I'm just going to go ahead and skip this. We showed this off last session. But yeah, general opinions on both levels. Clanker's Cavern, for a water level, again, pretty good. It's not super annoying or anything. It's pretty small and self-contained. Most 3D games at this time, water levels were shit. Ocarina of Time, again, the Water Temple, Conker's Bad Fur Days, water level was brutal. Crash Bandicoot, I think's water... Okay, Crash 3 had some water levels, I think. And while they were 2D, they still weren't the best because the enemy placement was kind of shitty. But yeah, generally a lot of people hated water levels. But Clanker's Cavern, pretty good. Only real complaint that I've got is, again, the music. And that's not... And the complaint isn't because the music's bad. Not at all. Music's good. It's just not up to par with other stages. BubbleGloop Swamp. BubbleGloop Swamp's pretty good. Not my favorite. I'd probably rank it lower than most of the stages in the game. But I like BubbleGloop Swamp because of it has memorable sections. The level is split into different areas that are all very easy to remember and pretty. They stick out. So if you're like, oh, okay, where's this in relation to this? You're just like, okay, it's near that big croc, like I did with the golden croc that I was going after. Because of that, it makes the level pretty. It has a good flow. The only real complaint that I have is the way the crocodile transformation is handled, because again, you have to go back and forth with it. And the music again is great. All right, next session for Banjo will either be Freezeezy Peak or Gobi's Valley. I'll decide when I get there. It'll probably actually be Freezeezy Peak, and we'll just backtrack for that Jiggy during the Gobi Valley session. All right, next Wednesday, I'm going to be trying to stream Resident Evil 4, and with that, I guess you'll see me then.